Alright. Well, I mean, he's got to pee. Should have gone peed. He had what, 20 minutes?
He had a position.
Huh?
He had positioning to take.
I guess, but
he wouldn't have known where to sit him if he was peeing the whole time.
So I'm glad he's not peeing here the whole time. Okay, well, I'm just going to begin anyways. Welcome to Gamers Corner. We're missing Mark. He's taking a whiz. So maybe he'll be back after the intro. Roll intro. I guess he's still peeing, so we'll just continue on. Today we're doing our favorite RPGs, I believe.
Yeah,
is
top
what we got
5
going
RPGs.
on. Top 5 RPGs. So that's going to be cool. I'm going to put the names up here with a cool fade. Boo.
That's
All right.
cool.
So cool.
Mark, we're
welcome
recording.
back, buddy. Well, here he is. So, he finally made it in the studio. Grab a seat, buddy. So, here's Mark. So we're doing 5 RPGs, our favorite. Okay, so we kind of got the order a little bit scrambled, but it's all right. We'll start with as far as names go. I had it all in order, but now
That's fine.
whatever. So, Mark, top 5 RPGs, and I guess I'm including everything that you've ever played, right? I mean, is that what our deal was?
Yeah, because
Is that what we
obviously
discussed?
I
I
would
don't
have
remember.
probably put Symphony of the Night on there had I played it, but things like that.
So what's your 5?
So my top 5, are we just
No, you're number 5.
just my
Just
number
not your
5?
number. Yeah.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Man, where have you been? You got glasses
Yeah.
and like
Shirt change.
I was Gandalf the hoary old wizard.
you got
and
like
I
a
came back
bracelet
as
going on.
Gandalf the Grey, white or whatever.
You changed.
I don't know if
we
you
know
guys
you,
have
bro.
noticed his tattoos. Show the tattoos, man. The boom, the knuckles. I think they're
we don't
pretty
ever
sweet.
we don't ever hone in on hands, so I
They
just
can zoom in on their own.
Did you get those
Yeah,
in prison?
yeah. I did. I got the prison tats
Game
done
over.
by Matsu Tattoo when I was 19.
Yeah.
So, yeah, directional pad and an A and B button. On
Any
my
regrets?
thumbs. Knuckle tattoos don't hold very well, so I got these touched up like 4 times, and now they still look like they're prison tats. So
I like them. I think they're cool. I'd still hire you for a job.
yeah, well that's why I do what I do. I'm suited up in full face respirators and whatnot. So, but yeah, my top 5, I guess. My 5th favorite RPG of all time would have to be the Elder Scrolls series as a whole. Because
Yeah.
they typically don't fail to deliver at all.
Well,
Um,
what do you mean?
like they're very well done.
Sometimes they fail to deliver.
Technically, yeah.
Technically, actually, every single time they fail to deliver. Technically,
What are we talking about here?
Glitches?
just glitches. You know,
Oh, well,
like
yeah.
dragons flying. Weird upside down.
Skyrim didn't even work on the PlayStation 3. So
Yeah, well, see, and that's why I
Yeah,
don't play
totally.
console, because console is lame.
Well, I mean, even on PC, just
My PC Skyrim worked just fine. My
Oh,
PC
well.
Oblivion worked just fine.
well for mine.
my Morrowind worked just fine.
For me, I had snow. It started snowing and it never ended.
On your
Never
PC?
stopped.
winter was coming.
It was.
winter with
I'd
winter
enter-
came and winter never went.
I'd enter
the long
a
winter.
bar. I'd enter a pub and it was snowing inside.
I think they're
well,
called
that's because
taverns.
there's it's
Tavern, sorry.
pubs, taverns, whatever you want to call them.
Well, it was
there's a
snowing in
wizard casting a blizzard spell in there. A
Well,
wizard blizzard.
I was trying to get those words out, but I
a
couldn't.
blizzard wizard.
A wizard blizzard, yes.
Technical issues aside, those are pretty good
They're
games,
very
so.
in depth. Bethesda makes, if they do anything right, it's the backstories. Like they have so
They
much
do
like,
have good
in depth. Like there's so
worlds
much
are
crap in
huge.
there you can take a look at.
There's kind of 2 sides on it. There's the really extremely picky people that are like, Bethesda sucks because they don't, they don't incorporate, they have so many glitch-ridden stuff going on, and then their graphics, especially
Character models are
character
ugly as balls.
models,
Oh,
are so bad.
You can spend 3 hours trying to make a character in Oblivion, it'll never.
And
not
even
look
Skyrim,
like
they didn't really improve it.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's that aspect to it, but
Mods on PC, I guess
Yeah.
you fix it. But
I mean,
Yeah.
the mods.
it's like that
some of those
meme
modders
of
are
like
great.
video games from like the 2000 video games now, and then mods.
Yeah.
and how
But you
they
know,
affect it.
I don't really mind that because it does capture time, and then like, okay, this is what people look like back then, I guess.
Yeah, they just
Ugly.
looked hideous.
people
just
were
look
uglier
like-
back in the day.
That's true.
Which one's your favorite?
Skyrim.
Yeah.
Skyrim is.
I
Yeah.
think so.
I think it's probably my favorite.
I wish they remade Morrowind the same level of Skyrim, and they have mods to bring it up to quality.
bring it
Yeah,
in,
they've got. It's like how they revamped EverQuest and like made it look new,
Yeah,
and people are playing that
'Cause-
now. I guess.
Morrowind is so huge. I mean, and if Daggerfall was remade, that's even bigger. Daggerfall map is massive. It's
Yeah.
huge.
So I never played anything before
Oblivion.
Oblivion, yeah.
Morrowind, I started playing and died. I didn't know what to do because that was my first.
I had that on XP, I think.
Yeah,
So
I had mine on Xbox. I played it on the Xbox,
Original
and
Xbox,
I didn't know what to do. This is my first Elder Scroll experience, and I
It was
walked
intense.
out, and I'm like, "What the hell do I do?" And I was like,
Leveling
"All right,
up.
I guess I'll go into the forest." Went into a cave, got killed by a crab, and I was like, "I am done.
this is hard.
This is terrible."
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. The fighting system to me is a little bit lacking. It got better as it went on.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you're talking about a timeline of like 15 years where it's like,
Well, no, I mean even in Skyrim, it's not as
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I liked. That's why I always choose the bow. I'm always a bowman because I can see my hits better.
The sneaking bow damage is ridiculous.
Yeah.
in
it's
those games.
super
Sneaking
absurd.
dagger damage is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
One shot
I
kill on
one-shotted
a
a
dragon
dragon,
tail.
Yep.
Oh,
Chris, this is also your number 5, right?
It is. And,
Yeah.
didn't this have the leveling where if you jumped a bunch,
Oblivion was the leveling
jumping.
system was ridiculous.
you would just jump all the time
And you
so
leveled
that
up.
you could jump.
But you could
more.
screw yourself because you could be a really good jumper and like basically cap out the levels, and then you can't fight. But you could jump real good.
Yeah, that's how Morrowind was too. Like,
Well-
you'd level up your swimming and your jumping.
It was an
Now,
interesting
I-
concept, but it was flawed.
I remember that in the beginning stages of Oblivion, if you were in the jail cell, right?
Yeah.
If you jumped around a lot and snuck, because there's the dude right there, and if you were in full sneak, your sneak would go up and your jumping will go up at the same time, and you raise those and you choose a certain class that levels you up based on those attributes, and it was totally cheating. But as soon as you get out of the cave, trolls attack you because you're such a high level, and everything else is also.
The beginning of Oblivion was ridiculous, but Patrick Stewart was the voice actor,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, he's
I like any game with Patrick Stewart.
Oh yeah, I like anything with Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
he's the better.
Top 5 Patrick Stewart.
Castlevania, Oblivion.
What else? He's
That's all I can name. He's in something. I'm sure.
Star Trek.
IMDb it, but
Anyways,
So, yeah.
Justin, what's yours?
I don't know. Dragon Age. The whole Dragon Age series for me. They're huge RPG worlds. It's a big connected world. I think there's 3 Dragon Age games, 2 or 3. Was it Origins,
There's 3.
2, and then
Oh well, there's that
Inquisition.
expansion
Inquisition.
for the first one.
Inquisition? Yeah, but Inquisition was amazing. That was the most recent one.
Yeah,
It's
like
right up there with Witcher 3 for me.
yeah.
Spoilers.
Why is that spoilers?
Sounds like-
So why is it number
Double
5
spoilers.
on your list?
Um,
Number 1.
Well,
If it was so awesome,
Yeah.
because the other games on my list are better. I don't know.
That's how I say
It's
it.
also one of the most recent ones on here, besides the other one.
yeah.
So I don't know. I like it. They kind of go back to the Baldur's Gate series. It's like you can make them turn-based tactical, like the pause mode and overhead view, and it's very Dungeons and Dragons like. The Inquisition got less like that, but I really like the story of them all, and it's cool.
I thought that it went back to the original, the first one, as far as combat went. I like that.
2 was a lot more
tactically,
action
Yeah,
based, which I didn't. It wasn't as good, but
yeah. I didn't care for that as much. I really like the tactical aspect, even though I don't use it as much.
it's better for PCs, obviously, because you can just pause and you can zoom your mouse around and do everything. But it kind of works on Xbox. But
Yeah. I like that. That's good. That's a good number 5.
And there's books, and there's like a movie. It's like a big expanded world. Comic books. I've read some of those. They're good.
Yeah, I haven't played any of them.
Ooh, man, they're good.
I gotta get on that.
You haven't?
I haven't.
First one's great. And
Yeah.
3.
I think I have it. You could borrow it, or I
Is it
don't
on
know.
PC?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sweet.
It's definitely on PC. My number 5 is Mass Effect series. I go to the sci-fi. I tend to. Well, I like, I guess, everything, but Mass Effect is mine. I like the whole. I don't know. I thought it was a good world
Mm-hmm.
to include that kind of RPG element.
Yeah. I
lost my train of
I
thought.
felt like
I was like waiting for it.
It felt like a
Rambling.
Star Trek RPG, basically.
Yeah.
Because you got all
Yeah.
the different races. You have like the super warrior races and like the pretty female races. And
Right.
I don't know. I love it too.
How many ugly female races? None.
No.
And the character
Just
models
jellyfish.
are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
BioWare is great.
yeah, they did good. A lot of people gave Mass Effect 3 some flack for the ending. I didn't care because I was just happy to be done with it.
Well, those games,
You
they hate the very last like 10 minutes of the game, but Mass Effect 3 is basically the ending of that whole
Yeah.
series. As you're hundreds of hours in, and it's one character progression if you bring your saves over, which is another very cool part of it. But
I liked it.
yep,
I
Is that
liked
one that
everything
had
about it.
alternate endings?
Supposed to, yeah.
it had alternate color schemes for endings.
Yeah. Had 3 different
That's
colors. I think it was
Is that a
purple,
BioWare thing? Man?
some sort of green, and like a yellow,
Yeah,
and then
we have
you
a
choose
BioWare
that.
episode. We do talk about
Yeah.
it. So
That was a raw episode. Oof. That was a very raw episode. Or series, I should say.
I think,
Yeah, that was our first one we ever did.
Us too, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just our experimental.
For that.
Yeah, Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. So, number 4.
My number 4 was the Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale, like those RPGs of that caliber, because it's like traditional D&D, and they actually follow.
They
the
were
rules.
running on the
turn-based
D&D
tactical.
system,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate was
Advanced D&D, I think.
AD&D rules,
yeah
yeah.
AD&D 2 edition, second edition for Baldur's
So it
Gate.
still had THACO, which is
Yeah, THACO.
ridiculous.
yeah,
2-hit armor class 0.
yeah. So basically, the less the number is,
So if you go into the negatives,
If
you're,
yeah.
you're good. Yeah.
yeah, negatives are better, and it's weird.
Well, because you
backwards,
roll a
I
die
think,
20, and then you add it on to your THACO, and
and that
that's
tells
your,
you what you
yeah.
hit.
Yeah.
So it's really ridiculous.
It's like expanded the combat log in the Baldur's Gate games. You can see all the die rolls and everything was like just scrolling. It was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It was like a fully immersive Dungeons & Dragons game.
That's what I liked
Full
about it.
set.
Like, and they've got really great stories.
It's very cool. I
Yeah.
love those games too.
We still need to do D&D podcast.
I know. I've been working on a story. I need to pick it back up, but it's been like a month and a half or something. Oof.
Month and a half. It's been like
The-
5 years since we did D&D.
No. I'm
actually.
saying since we talked about the
Oh,
D&D.
right.
Yeah. You know,
that's-
no, yeah, it's been
that
a
was
while.
2011,
Actually,
sir.
D&D, yes.
In timelines, that's several relationships ago. Good grief.
Yeah.
Most of us.
Before I
Who
got
else
married.
was that? That's what I'm saying. It was
Yeah.
None of
before
us
you
were
got
married
married.
back then.
Wow. Marriages change you.
So Baldur's Gate, yeah,
Yep, Baldur's Gate. It's a great
it
story.
was awesome.
Icewind Dale's hard as F as well.
Yeah.
They're all super hard.
I don't think I
Saves
ever
are really
finished
important.
Baldur's Gate 2. I don't think I finished, but
I didn't either.
I don't remember.
permadeath.
It was a long time ago, but it was really good. Yeah,
Well,
permadeath.
Not all the time.
If
Like,
you-
you can
got-
revive.
but
If you got critical
sometimes
hit on low,
your character would explode into bits and pieces, and then they're gone forever.
yeah, because you could die and then you could revive them if you had a scroll of resurrection. But if the
Or you go
monster had a
like
critical
Capital or
hit,
something.
And
Yeah.
I remember money actually being a problem in those games. It's not like
Oh.
it was just everywhere.
I
Yeah,
remember
'cause-
spells being a problem. You had to go to sleep to
Yeah,
recharge
well,
your
that's-
spells.
I mean,
that's typical D&D.
D&D, you
as
can
a
only
mage.
have so many uses per...
That's hard.
Yeah, so
day.
until your mage is like level 10.
And they're really weak. Like, literally 4 hit points when they start in the game,
Yep.
I think.
Yeah.
It's
Yep,
rough.
4 hit points. So
And
that
I mean,
means
as soon
one,
as you-
one good hit with a dagger would kill them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you step outside, there's like wolves that'll eat you.
Yeah.
and like wipe out half your party.
Your good buddy.
And
Imoen.
I didn't know this about Baldur's Gate is you could create a full party.
Oh yeah.
I would just create one character and go on a
You didn't
go
need
on
to,
my
'cause
adventure.
You could fill out your party.
Yeah, you'd
but
fill it out, but
You get more story stuff if you pick everybody else out.
Yeah, I mean you could switch them out as they come. The guy with Boo,
And you can make a much stronger character
yeah,
if
Minsk.
you create it. Which Minsk is actually in Mass Effect in your
Oh, yeah.
spaceship.
Mhm.
That's cool. The space
Whoa.
hamster.
The little
Nice.
the little rat guy.
Yeah.
You can find him. Mhm.
It's cool.
Nice.
You can
Easter
catch
egg.
him.
Other thing about Baldur's Gate is they're in the Forgotten Realms,
Mhm.
like publishing or whatever. So Drizzt's in there.
Yep,
you can
he's
find
in
him.
Baldur's Gate. Yeah,
So,
the first one.
Elminster, like traditional people from the book series, Forgotten
Right.
Realms. Yeah,
Yeah, Elminster shows up here and there in
because
Baldur's
it's a
Gate
licensed
1.
product, so it's cool.
It was a good game. I remember.
It's like
Playing a lot.
Mysterious Stranger.
It's also
whatever,
very
you finally
frustrating.
learn his name later on. Yeah. Yeah,
So-
super in depth. Really hard.
I'd replay those again if it was like on an
I just-
accessible system. Or
I just
something.
dug out Icewind Dale
Oh.
from my old computer game.
It's
Box,
available
12
on the
CD.
iPad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They did it on the iPad, and it's high resolution, very huge map,
nice.
all touchscreen, very intuitive,
I think I bought it. I just haven't. Played
and
it.
it's great. It's really fun. I like it. I have it.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah. 1 and 2, and I believe the Icewind Dales are even out. So they're really neat. It's just a nice. It's a good iPad game. It's for it. It's made for it.
Perfect.
You know.
If I had an iPad,
They didn't know it at
Yeah.
the time.
Well, iPads weren't.
right? 2000.
They made the iPad 4 just so they could recreate Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
It was worth it.
Yeah.
it's well worth the.
Did you play those games?
Yeah, I didn't get too far. Because they're too hardcore.
They're
Very
super hard. Yeah.
What's yours, Chris?
My number 4?
Yeah, what's your number 4?
Well, it was Castlevania. I'm gonna change it
What?
to Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh,
The
hell
first two. I didn't play the MMO, but
Yeah, Star Wars.
I love those old games.
Yeah.
The
I
Elder
played the
like
first
Star
KOTOR.
Wars is
It's
cool
great.
again.
Fantastic.
And gosh,
Oh yeah, those are good games.
That was also by EA,
Yeah.
correct?
And BioWare.
BioWare, sorry, yeah, BioWare. At the time it was BioWare,
Yeah.
because I don't think that they had merged, right?
Not
At
yet.
that time,
Yeah.
Because they didn't merge until like 2009.
the story of this game is amazing.
Yeah.
It plays very much like Baldur's Gate. I mean, it's the same.
It's
still
essentially the
on
same
D&D
thing, except-
rules.
yeah,
it's just
except
skinned with Star
don't
Wars
have to
stuff.
take a nap, do you?
Yeah, and the
It's true, you don't have to
blasters,
take a nap.
That's the difference.
the blasters really make sense. Because you miss a lot with D&D rules, so it
Which is
makes
Right.
sense.
Very
The
Star
movies,
Wars,
not
like,
gonna
yeah.
hit anything.
And so, like, the movies even follow D&D rules as far as the stormtroopers go. you
Lucas
know.
was a nerd. We all know.
Yeah,
Huh?
he played a
So
lot.
Lucas was a nerd.
Yeah.
Stole
So I
half
like
his
that.
characters from Tolkien.
There is a funny, well, not a funny, I guess it's more accurate. Explaining why stormtroopers had bad aim is because their goggles were so far apart on their head they couldn't actually see anything. They
old chameleon eyes.
yeah, way too far apart.
Akbar design.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, they're just kind of guessing at what they're shooting at. You know, which would explain it to me.
And you can be good or evil in that one, right?
Yeah, it was
has
like
alternate ending.
BioWare's
Yeah.
first Paragon Renegade system.
I don't know. Did it have an alternate ending?
Well, I only beat it one way, but I think it had like a.
Yeah,
I think you
could
just
be evil
you
or
had
good.
opened up
You could-
different dialogue.
Because are we talking about spoilers? Should we spoil?
Oh yeah. Shit.
It's more than a decade old. Yeah. Because in
Yeah.
the game you find out that you're Revan,
The first, yeah, in the
the
first
bad
one, you
guy,
are.
which is the bad guy, and
Yeah.
then you can either choose to be good or bad. So if you choose to be good, then you take down what's his name, Darth
That's the-
Darth Gaga.
Darth Gaga.
Gaga.
You take down Darth Gaga, or you can kill him and assume power at the end. Yeah, that's how
Yeah,
that works out.
yeah. And that was a good plot twist. Like what? And that was
Yeah.
one of those. The first kind of
One of the biggest
spent-
ones I
yeah.
remember.
Months trying to control your brain and rewire you.
yeah. I really like that. And the second one, I don't remember what the second plot was. I
played the
actually
second
like
one.
the second one a little better.
Yeah,
Is that where you meet the red robot? guy, the
I
red
think.
guy.
Oh, the meat bag.
Yeah,
HK
yeah,
he's in the first one.
he's like a really evil.
HK-47's in both, yeah.
He's in the first one.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Huh.
Dirtbag.
This is the beginning of the game.
Yeah, this is. I'm just playing the whole movie here. You know.
The entire intro credit, yeah.
Cool.
This is somebody had made a Whoa, that was close.
Yeah.
Somebody had made a super clip of all the cutscenes,
Oh, yeah.
and so this is about 3 hours long.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
and this includes all of the deleted scenes as well. So
None of us-
so we're going to be watching this. So enjoy.
Stay tuned.
Stay.
I mean,
fast forward to the game.
Yeah. And
my top 5 RPGs could have just been all the BioWare games. Basically, I love them all. They're so good. But
yeah, BioWare is a pretty solid. I've liked
Mass
everything
Effect,
they
Dragon
do.
Age,
Neverwinter
KOTOR,
Nights, all of them, yeah.
So
What was I talking about? Right, what was your number 4? Or did we
I
go
think
number?
the list-
Are we on number 3?
we just did Chris's.
Oh, yeah.
we did Chris's. Are you on number 4?
4s.
Okay, 4s. Okay,
Four's
Justin, number 4.
So my 4, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. PlayStation
Wait,
1.
what?
Mm-hmm.
It is
yep,
Castlevania.
See right there, boom, Symphony of the Night.
Oh,
It's got it written down right
man,
there.
I'm looking at the wrong list. Sorry, dudes.
Anyways, PlayStation 1, side-scrolling Castlevania game, much like the originals, but it had a lot of RPG systems in it. You can level up, you can change all your equipment, a whole inventory system. The story is dumb, obviously, but it's Castlevania. You go
Well,
fight Dracula.
It's a good story. It's just got terrible voice acting.
Yes, that's true.
Horrible voice.
And-
Was it originally done in Japanese and it was
Yeah.
then revoiced to American? Because
Yes.
that's really bad.
It's
always bad.
it's so cheesy. I mean, it's beyond cheesy corny. I mean, it's so bad. Here, let me pop up a video here.
Like the first thing Dracula says to you.
Yeah, SNES.
What was that? It was some weird line.
Oh no, that's next. Never mind.
Yeah,
And
let
he
me
throws down his wine
fast
glass.
forward
Uh,
here. Yeah,
the
it's
beginning.
just so bad. Like, here, listen to this. It's not talkative type. I can see. Well,
If you live
perhaps.
that long.
Meet
Farewell.
again if you live
Are
that
they
long.
hearing it?
Yeah. Like it's really poorly acted. But whatever, you know, it's good otherwise.
So yeah, the game it's very Super Metroid. Like you got this
Metroid,
big.
yeah.
This was what created the Metroidvania genre. Like combining these two things, Super Metroid and Castlevania.
Right,
Yeah.
side
And
scrollers.
so you have this big open map
Slash.
that's like portioned off based on your abilities. You get double jump eventually, and mist form and bat
Yeah.
form. So
'Cause you're a vampire.
If you do this game right, 100%. So you get about halfway through the game, you think is the end, and you beat
oh yeah,
the Dracula or the fake Dracula, and at the end, you know,
the
and you
bad
get this
ending.
bad ending. If you do it right, which you have no
complicated.
idea how to do it right.
Very-
You have to look it up.
it's like item descriptions
Yeah.
and like hints.
And it's really vague. So you have to put on these goggles that let you see illusions. And when you fight the last boss, you see that the last boss is actually an illusion, and there's a floating
Controlled by something
dude.
next to him.
Yeah, and that's who appears, and that's who you have to hit. And when you defeat him, you go on to do the same castle except upside down.
just
Completely
flip the map.
inverted.
Super, like, double enemy strength, different enemies, super hard. I mean, it becomes super difficult. Like this
The
stuff
level
right here.
design is ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
going through it just looks like normal, but
Yeah.
flip it and now these are all you can walk
Yeah.
on those, and
Yeah.
you just don't notice that stuff the first time you're going through.
Yeah, and
To
it's-
think about how they had to make that map.
Plot that
That
out.
planning
Upside
is
down.
insane. Yeah, here, let me see if 2 hours in. So this is
is the
upside
inverted
down
library,
here, I
yeah.
believe.
Oh,
So
wow,
everything's
yeah.
already upside down, and
Yeah,
he's
the
already gone
Candles
through.
are on the floor.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is it's great. I love this game a
So
lot.
good.
And this is a speed run, I believe, and it took him 3 hours or so. I hate that robot. Oof, I hate that robot. Those things will murder you. My favorite weapon in this is a combat knife, because you can just jack it at somebody's face as fast as you mash the button.
Just button
right,
mashing
and it
away.
does so much damage. And you'll just see a nice stream of numbers come up. So
I really like how they use the items. Like, you get all this different stuff, like a Holy Bible.
Oh yeah.
Isn't there like 2 ways to use it? I forget.
I
don't
think if
remember.
you're wearing a certain item, you can get a second effect on certain stuff. But I'm not sure.
and you have
the
a-
music was great in this because it was
Yeah.
on PlayStation 1. They had a CD for the first time.
Right.
you
So
see that little
music
guy? It's a
quality.
familiar. So you have familiars that will follow you around. If you have a fairy, she'll tell you there's secret walls.
Heal you.
Heal
revive
you, yeah. If you have the items.
Right. She uses your items. But
There's another old game style that did that same flippy. It was a Prince of Persia game.
Screw that game.
No, it was like one of the first ones, and like you get through to the end, and then you flip the hourglass, and then the whole like Taj Mahal flips upside down, and then you have to do the whole thing
Nice.
like in reverse and upside down,
it's cool.
basically.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
kind of neat.
Check that out. It's not an RPG though.
So
So.
you're
It's the same kind of side-scrolling.
Oh, and you got those superpowers.
None of that. Yeah.
It's awesome. Love this game.
So what's your 4?
My number 4 is. What is it?
Castlevania. isn't
It is indeed
Yeah.
Castlevania.
It's going to be a
Symphony of
recurring
the Night.
theme, so-
So it's going to be. We've already talked about it. So number 3. Moving on to number 3. Mark, what you got?
My number 3 is the Witcher series. Like I'm
Nice.
only halfway through the second one right now. I haven't even touched the third one yet, so I'm super excited for that. I shouldn't say I haven't touched it. I played like the first 10 minutes of it, and I was like, I'm gonna hold off on this.
So you
And
did
then-
get to see Geralt's ass. That's good.
Old Man in
Yeah.
the Bath
Yep.
Simulator 3.
Yep, that's exactly how it works. Yeah, you got the old. You always see Geralt's naked ass. Actually,
Well-
in every one of them,
It's better than the alternative.
his
All right.
naked front.
His naked balls.
It's just-
okay.
This old wrinkly balls.
Do Witchers have
like a
balls?
Turtle.
They have balls. They cannot have children, though.
Yeah, there's
That's-
no.
well, I guess-
there's
I
no
don't know if he has
seminal
balls.
fluids that.
I assume he has balls still.
I think they're just
just for show.
mutagens instead of
Just a sack of
That's-
mutagens.
yeah, sack
That's
of
his
mutagens.
potion pouch.
Yeah. that's where he gets. You know when you meditate and you refill your potions, that's where he gets it.
Right.
I really
Just-
love the cinematic trailers for these games.
They did
They're-
such a good job.
Yeah, they're always good. Like this.
So this is the first
game. Yeah.
And he looks so different.
And this is actually
Yeah.
this cinematic is actually for a quest that you do in the game,
Mhm.
and you have to go fight this Striga.
yeah.
It's like
Isn't
the
it- Read the book.
princess or whatever, but
Yeah, and it's a much more mature story.
much
Very
more
mature.
It
is
gets
great.
political in the second one. I can't remember. I haven't
It's
played the
very
first one, so-
political in the second one.
Yeah,
like
racial
off the bat.
tension.
Mhm.
Yep. And Witcher's supposed to be
Not.
non-partisan or whatever. They're just
Super
stay out
neutral.
of-
Mhm.
But he gets sucked into it. Anyways, yeah, it's great.
Great
games.
series.
So what he just did there, he took a little potion that would normally kill any normal man, but the only reason he can survive that is because he is
He's been trained. and
he's gone through the
mutated.
grass ritual or the grass. I think it is called the grass
Ritual
ritual.
grass.
Ritual of grass, something like that. And it's what is it? 50% of no, it's like 3 out of 10 make it. I
Yeah.
think
Oh, something.
Seven-
it's a
70%
very
die.
very low percentage of boys, and I think it's only male. No, females can do it too.
So it's just
Because
Are they?
because
Spartans
Siri,
from Halo, pretty
yeah.
much.
Sorry.
yeah,
Or Spartans from Spartan time.
That's right.
Yeah,
With the baby
or
bull.
Spartans.
yeah.
Actual
They
history.
go through the gauntlet. They fight a bear or something, and
Very- It's all Polish mythology stuff. It's very cool.
Yeah.
European.
Super-
I
super
would
neat.
say.
Is that where the baby fetus ghost comes from?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so.
I wanted some Ghostbusters to help me with that.
Yeah.
To
Yeah, they're great though. I really like that the game's not just where it's like in Elder Scrolls series where it's like, oh, you can level up like destruction magic or healing magic or this or sword or one hand, one shield, dual wield, this, that, the other. It's like you've got separate trees you can go into, and so you can either like really focus on your I can't think of what they're called right now.
your art
Signs?
Yeah, your signs. Yeah, like
signs.
Ard, Quen, Axie, Igni, all that. So that's kind of neat. Like that's what I like to do. That I like to mostly go into signs because they are really useful. Especially, I mean, I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God,
in the
yeah.
I haven't played the third one, but
I just
And the third one,
picked
there's-
up 3, and since I don't remember how to play, I just kept using the shield sign. So every
It's-
time I messed up, it just bounced off me. So like, okay, now I put another shield
Yeah.
on.
that's pretty much the only thing I use is I use the shield and then Ard. because
Yeah.
both of those are like
The
really helpful.
I used to be
Your
all
Jedi
about
Force
swords
push.
and stuff, light combat, heavy combat, damage dealing. And then I discovered signs, and I was like, well, let's see what this does. And I put in a whole bunch of points, and oh my god, you get so overpowered. I'm using a shield, and anytime somebody hits me, it heals me.
Nice.
So I don't even have
Yeah.
to use potions; it just heals me, gives me life. And holy cow! So every time I'm like low on life, I'm like, whatever, dude. Put on my shield, and it takes a certain amount of damage to make my shield to burst and stuff, but it also does damage to them, but it also revives me, and it's just great. I have all the DLCs right now, and so I believe it's the what's the one that it's a force push?
It's Ard. Yeah.
It's Ard. So this Ard also freezes enemies, and if it does not freeze an enemy, it does 3,000 damage.
Right. Yeah.
So they are dead no matter what, which
Yeah.
is great. And
Yeah,
so
and in the first one, your Ard can it can freeze them, or if it doesn't freeze them, then it auto decapitates them. Like you,
Yeah.
like you force push their head right off. Like
yeah, it's great.
So-
It's really, I think it's a great series.
Boobs in it.
lots of
Lots of boobs.
Lots
This is
full
really the
frontal
Game of
female.
Thrones in video games.
Basically, yeah.
This is how that's a parallel to me, and I actually like this better than
Nice.
Game of Thrones because you can control the story and do what you want. If you want something to die, you get to choose that instead of being forced on you. Like you have to
Right.
accept.
You have to do
that.
this. You have to do that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can kill King Radovid, but you don't have to.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Thank God.
One thing that bothered me about the cutscenes though is like they show a lot of extra stuff. Like there's no silver chain that you can use in the
Oh,
first
yeah.
one and all that. There's no daggers. It's only swords in the
Yeah.
first one, which would be way cooler if you could wield like a
You
ball
get a
and chain
shield in
kinda
the third
thing.
one.
But
Yeah,
there's no
that's
chain. There's still no
No,
silver
no
chain.
You get any sort of weapon. Actually,
Read
you
the
get to
books,
use a
you'll get
billy
one.
club. You get a billy club. You get an axe. You can do whatever in the third one.
Yeah.
A dagger if you want. It's very ineffective, but
Yeah. Great series all around though.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So moving on, I
I'm
think.
wondering if they're gonna continue the series because it feels like Geralt's story's kind of done. But and they're
Right.
working on a new game now. That's not. It's the
that we have.
future.
Yeah, I think they might actually be done with it. So,
I'm thinking so too. So, which is unfortunate, but
Well, and that's the thing too. Is
they
like
make something else good.
right. It's like The Sopranos.
Steampunk.
It's
No,
over.
not steampunk. What's it called?
Cyberpunk.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
interested in that. What are you doing?
I don't know. It's just crazy.
Just deleting half of
There's
everything.
3.
All right, Chris.
My 3 is Mario RPG. It's a little more wholesome than Witcher 3.
Yeah, a little more
Family friendly.
Yeah.
for sure.
But still tells a pretty good story.
One heck of a good story. Yeah.
And like Bowser was on your team in this one, right?
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You get
Yeah,
him
He just
on
looked like a
because you get an
crybaby.
ultimate.
And he's really strong. He's like
He's super strong.
he's a
You
monster.
wonder why he loses to Mario all the time.
Yeah, because in
You
the
know.
in Mario RPG, he's a beast.
So it's kind of
Bowser,
So-
Mario, and Geno are like the 2 or the 3. Like that's a sweet combo.
I like.
Yeah.
I needed a healer. I think I put Peach in mine, but. Is that all you have to say about that?
That's it.
that's
Um,
it. This game had secrets that
So many secrets.
you would not like. One of the secrets is you're in a floating island and you walk off a ledge and on invisible road and you like follow this invisible road to an island that has some awesome shell in it or something. I forgot what exactly it was. Oh, it was like shell armor.
Yeah.
Really amazing armor. You would not know it was there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how somebody figured it out. Maybe they were just like scanning for edges. Because what you can't do in this is you can't hug walls like you can in like any other 3D
Right.
game. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
just it's super
Yeah.
directional.
I was gonna say the perspective on that overhead when you're walking around is so weird because there's also like you have to jump up to hit things. So, like just
Oh, yeah.
that. Where am I in
Really
this
messes
space?
with you.
Yeah, and
they had a shadow sometimes, right?
yeah, you got the shadow, but that shadow is like it doesn't.
Yeah.
There's no shadow above. It's like
Yeah.
your shadow from when you jump.
But yeah, it's very cool game. I spent
Yeah.
a lot of hours on this.
I really like the sound in this. The
Oh, yeah.
sorry, the music in this. So this guy also, the guy that directed this, also directed Chrono Trigger, and I actually talk about this on the blog.
Oh, that makes sense. Why those are my
Yeah,
tops.
he does all the Final Fantasies, directed them, he designed them, he did all the Final Fantasies, he did Chrono Trigger, this game, and a couple other really good games that you guys remember. May have not played. Xenogears, I believe he did.
Xenogears,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, so
So another thing this introduced is kind of an active combat during when you're turn-based. You're like standing there, attack, but you can push the button like
Right.
right as
Right
you
there,
land,
yeah.
and also defensively. So it turns the turn-based battles a little more.
More
you can
Yes.
you
Right.
control the criticals essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's the one attack, like one of his jumping attacks. You can keep doing it for like as long as you can time it. The timing is harder the farther you go. But
Yeah, because each time it's significantly
Yeah.
faster and it quickly builds up speed. But you can keep doing it, yeah, and end up doing like a 999
Yeah.
critical after like
there's some
14
challenges in the
jumps.
game for doing so many jumps and I don't know.
Yeah.
We need to see like fleshed out, revamped version of it.
Not on Nintendo.
Well, there is.
Obviously.
I mean, they have Paper Mario,
Well, Paper
which
Mario
are
is-
essentially the same thing. You do the same thing. You time all your attacks. It's the same combat system, all that stuff, except you're obviously a Paper Mario instead of 3D Mario.
yeah.
So this paved the road for Paper Mario.
Mhm.
I happen to like Paper Mario a lot, as well as
Yeah,
RPG.
I only played Super Paper Mario for the Wii.
Oh, you should check
But-
them out if you can. Oh, you for the Wii?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, so it was like
so
the-
it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, you like the Professor Pixel or
Right.
whatever, Dr. Pixel tries
Yeah.
to steal Peach.
So, yeah,
You're number
yours.
3.
What's
Before you close
yours?
this up.
Mass Effect.
The whole Mass Effect series, yes.
No, yours is not Mass Effect. What? We're on 3 or 4? 2. What are we
Three.
doing? We're on 3?
Three.
So 3 for
Dragon Age
you
Castlevania
is
Witcher.
Witcher.
Oh, so Witcher was my 3. Sorry.
We
Oh,
have the
yours
same
is
3.
Witcher
Yeah.
as well.
We both had
Oh, I
Witcher.
see,
So
I
you don't
see,
need
I
to pull
see, I
up
see.
everything.
Yeah,
So yeah,
we discussed Witcher a lot.
And liked 2 so much, I went and read as many of the books that have been translated as I can find. There's a lot of them are still in Polish, but yeah, they're great. We've said enough about it.
We've said enough about it. Shut up already. Yeah.
Skipping ahead.
So my number 3. Are we on 3?
Yes.
We are on
You're number
3.
3.
My 3 is Final Fantasy 12. Sorry. It's Final Fantasy series, but Final Fantasy 12 being my favorite. Now they're releasing this in HD with some bonus additions, which is great, and it's going to come out next year, which I'm super hyped for, super excited for. I generally play this game once a year, maybe once every or twice a year. I really love it. I love the story. I love how they put together the whole political fight. The voice acting I think is great. The CG animation is great. I played this on an emulator, and they future-proof the crap out of that game, because the emulator, when you play it on the emulator, it has so much resource to upscale the graphics from what it's reading off the disc, and it's really great. I really hope the PS4 version delivers.
Yeah.
And I don't know, when Final Fantasy 15 comes out, that'll probably be my new favorite because the demo rocked. So, but this is a really good game. I really enjoyed it. This is a supercut of all the cutscenes.
All
All the cutscenes. Let me check. Yeah, just all the cutscenes. So this is, I believe, emulated because it looks like all the there's no pixelation going on. So this looks pretty good. Not as good as my emulation version, but yeah, it's pretty good. So moving on, because we are running out of time, and it's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot.
Hot as balls.
Super hot.
In the words of Little John, from the window to
And
the
Mark,
walls.
your number 2 is
My number 2 is Super Mario RPG.
Alright.
So
Mario
yeah,
RPG.
we
Anything
talked
else
about
to add
that a
about
lot. No, it was great. Especially
really
for
reminds
being-
you of your child. It's really
Yeah,
it's
for
a good-
being
And it's
it came out in
colorful
93,
and-
was it?
I don't know.
It's like 93
Super
or
Nintendo.
94. It was either 93 or 94.
Yeah.
And I was super impressed with it. I just remember being like, wow, this is so freaking cool. Because I was like a kid, and for being a Super Nintendo, and they were like, oh, it's a 3D thing now. I was like, oh, because everything was side-scrolling.
We already loved Mario. Like, we were all playing the original side-scrolling Marios, and they were
Right.
great, and then this was like, whoa. And as you can all tell, we all like RPGs, so when you combine those two things, it's just
Yeah, it's
awesome.
going to be dynamite.
Yeah. Dynamite. Chris, number 2.
Fallout series. Oh yeah.
Fallout, huh?
I remember
So
playing the shareware of the original.
So
Yeah.
which one are you talking about? What's your favorite of the Fallout?
The original Fallout, where you wake up.
Probably played 2
Fallout
of them.
Shelter is probably his favorite.
The first.
2, you're saying is your favorite?
Maybe. I don't know. They're so different from the 3D ones.
They really are.
It's hard.
But Fallout 3 took a lot of this stuff from Fallout 1. Like, there's a lot of the same quests. They just made them 3D and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's the where you have to go in and you have to prove that the sheriff is like poisoning the water well or whatever. So you go into the town, and he's like, "Oh, you're like trying to
What
convince
the
him
heck?
to get it on tape." So you have like your little wiretap, and you're like trying to convince him and whatnot. That's
I
from the
love Fallout 3.
original.
Fallout, to me, is a very similar series to Oblivion, just because I never played any of the really old ones. I only started with Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, which was on
Oh,
one of my other lists.
Black Isle. Black Isle did.
Black Isle did
Icewind
it.
Dale.
They did Icewind Dale.
Yep.
They did Baldur's Gate. They did.
They didn't do Baldur's Gate.
They just did the
Did
Icewind
Icewind
they
Dale?
just did
Yeah,
Icewind
it
Dale.
was
Okay.
Bioware that did Baldur's Gate. I was under the same impression. They
Yeah.
used the same engine. But
Right.
it was Black Isle that did Fallout.
So
and
it
Icewind
makes
Dale.
sense then.
Yeah.
Why Fallout is.
Same engine, awesome engine. I think if they could totally do more with it, and I'd love it.
I love
This is
the,
the Fallout 2.
the wholesome like 1950s
Yeah,
pre-war stuff.
Frozen in time, but still
Yeah.
lasers.
And then all the music in the
better.
game is pretty great, and it's all like real old music.
yeah.
Which is weird. Uranium,
Now, do they use real old music, or do they arrange their own compositions?
it's real old music.
It's real.
Uranium Fever was a real song,
Hey,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. 'cause they're
Well, it's
just-
got this like happy tone to
Yeah.
it, but it's also very dark. So,
very dystopic.
yep, definitely.
Big word.
Yeah. Dystopian future.
Thanks.
Stole it from Ayn Rand. It's cool.
Ayn Rand. Oh, she could ramble on and on and
She
on.
can.
And her stupid books that are this thick. Oh, God.
Who cares
Get
what
out of
Atlas
here.
was
Atlas
shrugging?
shrugged, yeah. He's, that's all she, you know. So I could record it.
But we got Bioware, or not Bioware, Bioshock out of those books. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Seriously.
we did, so.
One of the things this game boasted on the box was like, you can pimp your spouse. And I was like, what does that? What?
Excuse.
It's like 12. I was like, I better do this.
You have my attention.
you can get married in Fallout 2. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying? Okay.
I would always like, somehow I stumbled upon the super suit. So every time I'd have to remake a character, I'd just run and get that super suit. You could even get a car in this one, which was pretty sweet. But it glitched out. At one point, I was driving and I just had a trunk. When I got to this town, I was like, shit, now I have to walk.
I just had a trunk.
So they
rest
had
of
you did have to download a patch to be able to beat Fallout 2, if I remember correctly. You had to,
If you had internet back then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Slow
That was the other thing
Can you
is
just mail me that patch, please? And
Yeah,
rub it on my
it'll be
computer.
faster.
dial up was just oof.
It's terrible.
I want to get back into 4 and beat it. I just kind of lost
I'm not-
interest.
I need
Yeah.
I need to get into 4.
Mods
and
are
finish
on
it.
Xbox now, so I should check those out. But it sounds like they're having trouble on PlayStation getting them to work. But
Ah, that PlayStation. Justin, number 2.
Mass Effect series, we talked a lot about it with you, but
Yeah.
and we've done a whole show on it specifically.
Yeah.
But they're just great. One of the first ones I remember. You take your first save from the first game, bring it through the second one, then to the third. It just tells this huge epic story and all the personal connections, all the characters. All the characters are very memorable, almost all of them. Not Caden, but because you
Caden,
just kill him off
yeah.
in the beginning, obviously.
So would you miss out on a lot if you just picked up like the last one and tried to play that?
I think so. It's still going to be a fun game, but you're not going to have the 150 hours of good storyline.
Story.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
There
something
is-
I always really like about games is when you can move your save over. Like you can do that with The Witcher or with Mass Effect. So
All the decisions matter.
I like just the world they've created is huge. All these races, and they all have like backstories and like political interactions, and obviously the galaxy's hundreds of millions of years old, and like the cycles repeating. And
I like the races, the alien races
Yeah, me
that they
too.
have
I love
there.
And you get sex with them, right?
oh yeah,
And you could sex with everything. You
And
could
it's
even
got
have sex with a
spoilers.
robot.
Wow.
Seth Green in it.
Yeah, he's the voice actor.
In
for,
all 3 games, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
There's
he
a couple
he
returning
stayed with it.
characters,
Yeah.
it's
The
great.
same lady that she's the main actress for the female shepherd,
Jennifer Hale.
Jennifer Hale.
She's an amazing voice actress.
Awesome.
And I would recommend always play female. Just the voice acting is so much better
Yeah.
than the
Oh,
male
yeah.
shepherd. So.
Yeah. It's just, it was weird to me to go to the male shepherd. They sound similar. They sound smoky. You know, their voice is smoky, but it's just, I prefer the female. Now, I don't know if female players might prefer the male one. I don't know.
which is yeah, 'cause
But they have the
that's funny
same
'cause I
similar
always-
voice quality, that smoky,
I
grungy
never
voice.
play female characters if I have a choice. If I got a choice between male or female, I always choose female.
I love
'cause
staring at a man's butt for
that's what I'm
200
saying.
hours.
Like people are like, oh, like my girlfriend.
Why
was like,
would you be staring
She was
at...
like, why don't you play guys? Like, she's like, it blew my mind. I've always thought whenever I played online games that if there was a girl player, then it was a girl that was playing the character. If it was a boy, it was a boy that was playing the character. It's like, no, I don't want to stare at a dude's ass for 8 hours a day if I'm going to be playing this game.
Yeah.
I like looking at pleasing things.
Yeah, I like. To me, I just like the female role to be like that powerful. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
I'm gonna get a
empowering
lot of
and that.
feminists typing up like, "You go, girl," or something like
I'm sure-
That's
I'm
not
sure.
why.
You go,
but
girl. You're
okay.
not a girl though. You're a dude.
I'm like, yeah, well, you know what I mean.
Right.
So,
Excited for
Yeah.
Andromeda if it ever actually
Yeah.
comes out. We'll see.
did it get postponed again?
It's still early next year. I mean,
Ah.
it hasn't been pushed any farther yet.
Oh, that's good. Mine is The Witcher as number 2, Witcher 3. Moving on. What's your number 1?
My number 1. Did we go number 2 already?
I just.
Oh yeah, we
number
did.
2.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, my number 1 is Chrono Trigger.
It is.
Great game.
Also mine, just to
Yeah.
save time.
Yeah. Is it your number 1 as well? I think. What's your number 1? Should we just do
it's
yours
just us.
first and then we just all talk about it?
No,
Chrono
we
Trigger?
got different
We're the
ones.
only two.
I never got past that festival.
What?
I was
Okay.
like,
It was
too much
It was
reading.
weird, yeah. The festival's
How
kind
do
of
I
weird. But
escape?
Yeah.
the weird thing is, everything you do at that carnival like affects a later part of the
That
game.
makes me
Like,
sad.
There's a
Like
trial.
you can mess
and-
up right
Oh yeah,
there.
yeah. Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you there's
Well,
like an
it's not
apple
really-
on a
It doesn't like end your game or anything. It just
Yeah.
affects it
yeah,
in a very small way, but it's cool.
it's
And,
yeah, it's
and you
neat
have
that-
the same outcome anyways.
Yeah.
It comes
You
out.
still end up in jail.
you
Even
can't-
if,
yeah.
even if you get all
Completely.
not guilty votes at that trial, you still go to jail for like I don't know what. But
for just looking
So it's
weird.
really unique for
You look
games
weird.
that old, right?
Oh,
to
geez.
have
Oh, yeah.
choices.
Oh, this is the original soundtrack.
Well, because you don't realize their choices in the beginning. Like
that
it's one
soundtrack
thing,
is
like,
amazing. Though.
That soundtrack.
you
is-
bump into the princess, and it's like, oh, well, you have to bump her because she runs into you. It's like, oh, well, did you not take that pendant? You stole it from her. Well, no, I picked it up off the ground and I tried to give it to her. Oh, well, it shows here, and then it shows a little cutscene of you accidentally bumping into her.
Oh wow.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of
So
neat.
this game's
like
all
that.
about time travel. Chrono.
Which, yeah, Chrono
Chronos.
Trigger.
And then halfway through, spoilers, Chrono dies,
Yeah,
and you revive him.
No, I
You
just
can.
can't.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. That's right. You
That's
get a
the best
completely
part.
different ending. Yeah.
Did they do a remake of this game?
PlayStation 1 has one, and it has fully animated
Re-release.
cutscenes.
Chrono
Yes.
Cross was a different game, though. Are we
Yeah.
talking
Correct.
about?
Nope. They
was a sequel.
released.
They re-released Chrono Trigger?
It's
Yeah.
a separate game. They released, with animated. You should look up the animated cutscenes. Those are pretty cool. I wanted them to make this into a anime. That would have been great.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to look it up. It's too much time.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are
You should look
remaking this
Yeah. If
game
you're
with
watching
a
this.
different title called I Am Setsuna, and it looks cool. I'm excited for it.
Oh, yeah. This is
$30
this month.
Comes out, in like a week.
Yeah,
Very soon.
Yeah,
it'll
it's
probably
the
be already out by the time this episode airs.
24th, I think, is when it comes out.
It's a
So.
remake?
Probably Tuesday.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday.
So, I'm looking forward to that. There's a lot of improvements, or not improvements, but just similarities plus other stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be cool.
Yeah,
Great
Uh,
game. Just a great game.
great game all around.
It's cool. It's a good game. Again, same guy that created Mario RPG, which happens to be my number 1 Mario RPG. It brings back a lot of fond memories of me spending countless of hours playing it over and over again, just exploring the crap out of
Back
everything.
in the day, Super Nintendo era, we just played games
Yeah.
a lot longer, and
Or it seems like
we
it.
had the
there was a lot
capacity
less
because we
good
were-
games out too. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody
And
seemed to be
jobs.
playing the same thing. So
Yeah.
You can
it
only
was.
afford like to have 8 games or something. Whatever you got for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because we didn't have jobs, we were like,
And
9,
like each
10.
cartridge was like $80.
Yeah, games
you
are
know,
expensive,
they were
so.
pretty expensive. So yeah, you really were limited on what you have.
I remember my neighbors, like growing up in Nevada, like Timmy Mott and Jordan Mahaffey, like they lived on the other sides of the house, and we would all specifically ask for certain things for Christmas. Like, okay, I want the Lion King game, and he'd
Nice.
be like, I want Super
No
Metroid.
crossover.
And that, yeah, that way we could share.
Uh-huh.
That's cool.
So 'cause we were like, oh, well, we don't want to.
Mode 7.
We don't want to mix and match and get the same thing, and then we're shafted with the same game. And we can just. So we'd always ask for different games.
So Chris, you have your number 1 is
Diablo 2.
Diablo.
Specifically
2.
the second.
Yeah, I like the first one, but I just
It's
feel
hard to go back to. It's so slow.
Yeah.
It's
And
very
if you're the
slow.
wizard and you attack one barrel, you're probably dead.
It's probably the RPG I spent the most time on.
We probably all spent
Years
hundreds
of
of
my
hours on
life.
that.
Yeah. I wish
Yeah.
there was a way for me to go back and look at like slash played time or like
Yeah.
total time spent.
And you would just keep going and going
Oh, yeah.
and getting new equipment and stuff. So,
Just replayed it over and over again.
was there a new game plus in that? I believe there was.
Well, it
It's
goes
like
like,
hell
you
mode.
start out on normal and then
Difficulty.
and then
it
hell
just
mode,
decreases.
nightmare,
Okay,
whatever.
Okay.
Which is hard.
Yeah,
Shit.
And-
it's hard as
These had
balls.
cool cinematic cutscenes also.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
Back
it's
in the
Blizzard.
Blizzard,
Like,
yeah.
Blizzard's
Yeah.
all about awesome cutscenes.
Back in the day, it did. And I like the Diablo 2 cutscenes. I don't remember the third one's cutscenes very much, but these were more memorable because the cutscenes is what told the story, and it was awesome how the cutscenes like revealed what the stranger was, and he's like, "Oh my God, what have I done?" You know, it was really cool to see. Look at that! What is that? A slime? What is that? A cobweb hanging off of his
And so
beard?
that's like the guy from the first one, right?
Yeah,
And
was
put
it?
the, yeah, he
Yeah,
put like
'cause
the
he
soul
puts the
stone. in
soul
his
stone.
head.
Oh, this is
It's the
yeah,
main
this is the
character.
first guy. Yeah, the main character.
Because
That's
possessed
like,
by-
oh shit,
But why is he visiting this old guy? Who's this old guy?
Soul guy is visiting him.
he's been molested.
Huh?
What?
He get roofied. Did you
Oh.
see that?
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh, this is
Tyrael.
I
Well,
love
he
the
thinks it's
style of
Tyrael.
this
He thinks
old
it's.
game, too.
See, he's so old and delusional. His
Uh-huh.
jaw's all messed up, and
He's done shoved.
Remember
Face.
Deckard
Demon
Cain's
Soul.
voice? That guy had an amazing voice.
Yeah, he did.
Patrick
Wow.
Stewart. No, I don't think.
Yeah, it was like Patrick Stewart mixed with Sean Connery.
Yeah,
That's a pretty good music overall.
love the music. I still
I don't remember it,
go
though.
back to
The
it.
song "Road Trippin'" by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Every time I hear it, like on my iPod, I always think I'm listening to The Witch's Shack in Old Tristram, in the first one, because it's like the same like, bring, bring, bring.
Nice.
And then it plays a little like, yeah, plucky guitar, and I'm like, oh holy crap! Oh no, that's right, it's Red Hot Chili Peppers. Weird.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I think
that's
the
the
third
number one.
game
Yeah.
got too cartoony. Like it
really
lost that
did.
Oh,
gothic,
yeah.
dark style, which was really cool about
They-
the old
yeah.
ones. It's just like, ugh, it looks like WoW.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
exactly
it was still fun. I
they
like the
launched at the same time
the
as
loot
Mist of
system was still
Pandaria,
fun.
so
But
Look at that midget.
don't do it.
So that's my number.
You can't say midget.
we talked
Man.
about this.
We had a discussion about this.
Is that everybody's? Are we listed?
Yeah, I think my number one was the same. Yeah, I said Mario RPG. Yeah, so
Yeah.
no, what was mine? Yeah, Mario RPG. So everybody's listed.
Two Chrono Triggers, Mario, and Diablo.
Yeah,
Diablo 2 is a lot of fun. I did like
Great.
that. I love
Very
the
replayable, obviously.
yeah.
Paladin with the one-handed. Oh man.
And that was a really cool thing. Is all
Or
the
of Retribution.
They added classes too.
Hack and slash.
all the classes
Crazy.
were awesome.
There's so many different builds you could do.
Yeah.
I never knew how fun the Barbarian was until I started
Whirlwind
playing.
Barbarian.
Yeah, Whirlwind
Because
Barbarian
he's just
was
like,
totally-
I love the jump. Because you just jump across the map and max that out. Oh, I loved it.
Barbarians in Diablo 3 suck balls. They're so bad. Like, there's like some serious issues with that where they need to rebalance. Because Barbarian, it's like once you get into like Nightmare and like whatnot, like more than just the normal mode, they just done. They get like one shot. You can be like tank spec Barbarian and you're still not as good as the mom.
Yeah. That's our number ones. Sorry, that's our top fives. Or do you have something else to add? I think you could do. Oh,
Do the over and out.
So that's our number ones. We'll see you. We'll see you again for worst games. Did we do worst games?
Yes, we did.
We did worst games.
So,
We have
Favorite
left to
console.
do favorite console. We can discuss that, and then we can talk about perfectly hyped games.
yeah. So we'll see you later.